Good morning. Welcome to day 74. Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. It is about 5:30. Another great night of sleeping straight through. I had got up once to use the bathroom and then got up right at 4:30 again, which is exactly what I'm looking to do. Um, so yeah, shaving that 3:30 wake up time to 4:30 makes a big difference. So I'm going to try and keep that up. It was a little bit warmer here last night, but not too bad. Like I don't have on my R1 fleece. I don't think I need it today. So we've got, after looking at far out, out, and just that is not like dirt. That is a scab on my nose from some branch or something. And it's just taking a while to heal over just because of my blood thinner. Every little scrape takes longer, so that is like really distracting to me when I see it. Anyway, looks like we have quite a few water crossings and wet trail around lakes today. Pruny feet is the forecast. And then we have a climb up to Dorothy Lake and then Dorothy Lake Pass. And we may possibly hit a huge milestone today. A phenomenal milestone. A milestone that is so huge that unless it's like getting dark out, I'm probably going to go for it because it's the big one. It's one of the biggest ones on the PCT, especially when you're doing it the continuous footpath with not skipping anything. We're going to hit a 4-digit milestone, and we'll leave it at that for now. So this is a big day. As I said yesterday, we're about 32, 33 miles from Sonora Pass in the road, where it's like a 10-mile hitch, or there's even a shuttle, depending on the time we get there, to get to Kennedy Meadows North. So I'd like to put in some good miles today. It just depends on, really depends on how cruisy the trail is, how many times we got to stop and start to put Crocs on. There's definitely going to be stretches today where I'm going to put the Crocs on after a crossing and just leave them on because there's going to be another crossing coming up, or there's just going to be very wet trail. And also there are some warnings, and I saw this on my Appalachian Trail New Hampshire section hike last year. There was a really bad section. Can't remember. It was north of all the good stuff of the Prezzies and Franconia Ridge as you're heading into Maine. Just a really boggy section where there was some mud sucking pits that you could go thigh deep, even waist deep. And apparently there's some of that coming up today to look out for. So there's also a trail junction that's not well marked where you think you should be going down, and if you go down, you're not on the PCT anymore, and it looks like a lot of people have missed that turnoff. So there's a lot of things happening today. Gotta keep my wits about me, and of course the ever-present mosquitoes. So right now it's cool enough where they're not bothering me, so hopefully I can get out of here before they start attacking. Finishing a second cup of coffee, and we're only a couple days away from getting my coffee mug back that Sarah sent to Kennedy Meadows North. And because they only take UPS and they couldn't guarantee ground shipping, this little coffee mug is costing me about $60, to be shipped there so that I know it's there. You know, it's just, I gotta have my mug. This has been fine, but it's just, it's not what I enjoy drinking my coffee out of. So that's the morning update on this Wednesday, and we'll check in later. Oh, one more thing. Apparently, when I get to Dorothy Lake and the pass, which is around mile 998, give or take, there may be a smidge of Verizon cell service, which would be very nice. So we're gonna see if we can get any of that. Do a quick check-in with Sarah, and maybe even update far out comments. So that's also exciting and motivating. So when you don't have cell service for a few days, it's nice to have it. Not to hop on any of the social media stuff, just to touch base with Sarah and to get updated far out comments. That's the lifeblood out here, is the far out comments. So maybe we'll be successful, maybe not, but we're gonna try. All right, it's around 6:45. We're at our first of many, many water crossings today. So the Crocs are going on. All right, we're getting our first views of Wilma Lake down below. Pretty cool. All right, we're down at the lake level now. Much better views of Lake Wilma. All right, we're at Falls Creek, another Croc water crossing. Gonna switch out the shoes. The mosquitoes are starting to come out a bit, but I'm gonna try and take a break on the other side and delayer a bit. All right, it's 8 o'clock. That was not a pleasant break. Switching over back to the trail runners, trying to eat something, and just getting brutally attacked by mosquitoes. I didn't want to spray my legs out because I know I've got more water crossings, and why put the DEET in the water. So hopefully as I start moving, there won't be as many mosquitoes. So it already seems better. So pretty cool. That peak right there is Chittenden Peak. Sarah and I actually climbed to the top of that when we backpacked here and went to Tilden Lake. Awesome. I wanted to take a break here, but I mean, I think you can see the mosquitoes. They're just swarming. I had to spray my legs. This is not a good hangout spot, so tried to feed out for a few minutes, but I'm gonna have to keep moving. All right, it's about 9:30. I tried to stop at a different spot that didn't seem as bad mosquito-wise, and I had about 5 minutes before total attack. So just gotta get out of this area. All right, we made it to Dorothy Lake. We're gonna traverse around it for a bit, and I guess we're gonna head up to the pass. Pretty nice. All right, it's about 1 o'clock. We're about halfway around Dorothy Lake. Good time for some electrolytes. The mosquitoes don't seem too bad right here. There was another, I'm not sure if it's a thru-hiker or a backpacker who was on the south end of the lake, and it didn't seem to be getting too many bugs. So I found a little shady spot, and the feet are kind of wet. It was a muddy trail, so we'll air out the feet and have some electrolytes. All right, it's 1:30. We're at the top of Darfy Lake Pass, looking at the other side where we're headed. This is a pretty big deal. We're leaving Yosemite National Park. Goodbye, Yosemite. It's been fun. Onward we go. It's just a gorgeous day out here. All right, taking a real short pack break. Just got passed by another thru-hiker, guy going north. We are at mile marker 999.8. We are less than a quarter mile from 1,000 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. There won't be a marker here, but then just because the trail mileage changes every year, there is a 1,000-mile marker about a mile or two north of there that we'll check out. But for this year, for 2024, 1,000 miles is right up there somewhere. Let's go get it. Day 74, 2:35 in the afternoon, 1,000 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. Oh, baby. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right, we're at mile marker 1001.2. Here's the old 1,000-mile marker. Woo! 1,000 miles. Woo! All right, let's keep moving. All right, it's about 4:30. We're about a half mile away from where I'm looking to camp tonight. We're gonna cross Walker River, and then there should be camping on the other side. So we're getting close. Okay, so I wasn't loving the campsite selection after we crossed Walker River. So there was some more potential sites 0.3 north of there. So that's where we're headed now. What's another quarter mile for a nice campsite? All right, this looks much better. We just crossed the stream. We can get our water nearby. Very good. All right, we're gonna go get some water. The mosquitoes, they're around, but they're not super bad. You have to start doing, I think, like a mosquito index, scale 1 to 10. 1 being not too bad, 10 being the worst. Like last night, setting up camp, they were definitely around a 6 to a 7. Tonight, more like a 2. Trying to take that break earlier in the day on that rock, they were like at a 9. So it's interesting, different areas, you get different activity. All right, it's about 5:30. Gonna wrap it up for the day. We got all of our camp chores done. The mosquitoes weren't too terrible. Getting camp set up and getting water, they were getting worse the longer I was out there. So we had a nice day, 18 and a half miles, a little more than that. And more importantly, how did we get here? 1,000 miles, 1,000 continuous miles, a continuous footpath from the Mexican border all the way through Yosemite, out of Yosemite, and here we are. Every footstep, no skips. It's amazing. So we ended up camped at like mile 1004, which means we have about 14 miles to Sonora Pass and the highway, where we get a ride in the Kennedy Meadows North. Unless Sonora Pass is very troublesome and slow going, I'm thinking we're going to get into Kennedy Meadows North tomorrow afternoon. It's either a 3 o'clock or a 4 o'clock shuttle that picks you up from the trailhead and drives you the 10 miles there. So that will probably be my plan, unless I'm like super speedy. If I get there like at the road at whatever 1, I'll just try and get a hitch in instead. But yeah, looking forward to hanging out there. I was only going to spend 1 day there, but if I'm ending up getting in there tomorrow night, I might spend 2 nights, just because it's kind of like a full day of hiking tomorrow, and they turn the power off in the middle of the night, so I probably wouldn't be able to. It would just be rushing around. And I think they have a pretty nice restaurant set up there, so it may be nice to hang out there, especially if I can get some sort of accommodations other than camping. So I'll see what their options are. If they have like a cabin. The thing is too, it'll be a Friday night and it's like summer now, so I'm sure a lot of that stuff gets booked out. So we'll see. We're gonna have to play it by ear depending on what's available. But I'm pretty 90% certain we'll get there tomorrow in the afternoon, the late afternoon at some point. So that'll be good. The one odd thing that I'm seeing in comments is you do like get a shower, but it's like the coin operated one. It's only a 7-minute shower, which just doesn't seem long enough when you've been through hiking. So I'll see if I can double that up to 14 minutes. Definitely worth the extra cost, because I just feel like there's so much dirt on you. You need some good scrubbing, and 7 minutes just doesn't seem to be enough time. So yeah, 1,000 miles. We're gonna reflect on that. It was a nice day of hiking. The mosquitoes were probably the worst they've been today, for sure. There was a stretch where it was pretty nice, moderate level hiking, just slightly up. And of course the trail was muddy, but the mosquitoes were just awful for a few miles. But that's going to happen, especially when you're in a muddy, watery section of the trail. So, but this was the first day it really was like noticeable for a long stretch. And then of course at some point it got better. So yeah, gonna relax, gonna eat, gonna have my, sorry about that. I think we're gonna have a double header of mashed potatoes and my favorite peak meal, sweet pork and rice. I think for 1,000 miles we get to have our favorite meal. And then we'll finish it off with some peanut M&Ms. So it's gonna be a good night. We're in a nice shady spot. I just brewed a cup of decaf. I thought I'd have a little decaf before getting dinner going. So have some decaf while I'm editing the video and getting it situated. And we'll see you in the morning for another day. Oh, Thursday. We're not in Yosemite anymore. I think we're in the Humboldt-Toyobe National Forest. I had to double check on the Gaia app, but it makes sense that that's where we would be. So, Sonora Pass. I think we get, no, it's not here. We don't get a free beer here, but there's beer here, and breakfast, and dinner, and all kinds of good stuff. And I can't wait to check it all out. See you in the morning.